Hi, and welcome back to the Afro Playbook. It has been a minute. In fact, almost a year since I've done this, and I forgot how difficult it was. But let's not dwell on the past or what's happening right now. Let's think about the games that we're going to recap. Let's get into it. If, like me, you were up at 5:30 this morning to watch the Czechia versus South Sudan game in Wuhan, China, then first of all, congratulations, because it was hard.
And Czechia to have the first meaningful possession of the game. They look inside. Stopalova gets a good look and she makes a good finish as well.
Well, South Sudan were in a zone there, but Czechia had no problems navigating.
This is South Sudan's first ever World Cup qualifying appearance. So, first of all, let's congratulate them on that. They got here.
Njai takes the three-pointer. It doesn't drop. Comes off the rim here. Senegal 65, South Sudan 66.
Because they came fourth in the women's AfroBasket, which was their first ever AfroBasket. To make it to this level, they had to work damn hard. It is a testament to the program and to women's African basketball as a whole. Now let's dig into the game.
Ding, lob pass inside, and move it outside. Here's Bolgak with an open look. First three of the game.
That was great ball movement.
If you've been following social media, you will have seen that players were missing from Media Day. Now, this was said to be down to issues with visa and them accessing Wuhan, essentially. Now, when the official roster was released on the FIBA website, one name was missing in particular, Delicia Washington. Now, I just want everyone to know, I'm going to pronounce these names wrong, not because I don't know their names, but it's really hard to talk with braces. And it's actually a lot more painful than people realize. So I'm doing my best. And I know it's Delicia, but every time I try to say it, it just comes out Delicia. I know it's Delicia, but it comes out Delicia. So I'm going to try that again. Delicia Washington. I'm done. I'm cooked.
Khadija Fire with a screen on top of the key. Takes on Khadija Fire. Blocked here by Gakdang.
That would be her 8th block of the game as Washington takes it all the way and gets the bucket for South Sudan.
If you watched AfroBasket last year, you'll know how integral she was to the South Sudan team. Not only did she average 18 points per game, she led the tournament in assists and was named in the All-Star 5. And this was in her debut at the AfroBasket. So to not see her in the roster, to not see her in the roster was definitely a surprise. And it definitely changed the dynamics of the game.
Physicality out there.
Problems again for Deng, dispossessed here by Hamzova, and Stopalova will be the recipient.
Now, let's be clear. Did I expect South Sudan to lose this game? Yes, but I expected it to be a competitive game. They were playing Czechia. They are a mid-level European team. They're not even in the FIBA top 10 when we talk about rankings. So what I'm expecting is Czechia played a very structured game of basketball. They played their style. They ended the game with 30 assists. And if you watch it, you'll see that they found each other. They broke down the defense and found those uncontested shots. Not only that, they were able to strip South Sudan of the ball because they just weren't comfortable with ball handling. Ball security was a massive issue, especially in the first half of the game.
In the corner, Mei Yen. Now they work it inside. Jack Deng on the pass, just a little off the mark. Scooped up here by Stopalova. They get a run going and an easy score. Nice finish from Hamzova.
They finished the game with 25 turnovers. And those things were sometimes small mistakes, but turnovers turn into transition points. And once they keep racking up those points, it's very hard to manage the game, especially managing the scoreboard.
Back up tomorrow against Mali. Then face Brazil on Saturday. From close range, reverse finish tumbles for Maria.
All that to say, South Sudan had some positives. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Maria Gakdeng. Apologies. I hit the mic. Maria Gakdeng, who almost got a double-double, 21 points, 9 rebounds. I'm expecting a double-double in the next game because she looked comfortable. She commanded the space and she showed them she wasn't afraid to get down and dirty. Second, Neymar. Dewey. I was almost just going to call her Neymar, which we should actually. That's not my name. She did get a double-double, 18 points and 12 No, I just made that up.
We move inside the last 3 minutes of the first half. Lead has never been bigger. It's Czechia by 15. Tough work down low. Gets the roll.
18 points and 10 rebounds. See, sometimes you have to look at your notes. Like, let's not lie. Let's tell the truth.
In the double digits as well now. Step down to the baseline. The finish provided by Naima Dew.
Now, there are still some things that need to be improved on. South Sudan had a very short rotation, which meant there were a lot of players with a lot of heavy minutes. And once that starts, fatigue will start to set in, and that's never a good look for a team. This really started to show in the third quarter when Czechia really just pulled away and they had the game in the bag.
Shot clock works to 10 here. Pospishilova puts it on the deck, work to an opening, and off the window comes up with the finish.
But again, context matters here. This was their first game of a competition of this level. They were playing in Wuhan, which 2019 hosted the men's FIBA Basketball World Cup. It's a massive arena. And even though there weren't that many fans there, you still have lights, you still got cameras, you still got photographers, journalists, people walking around in your peripheral. You know what I'm saying? The people that are in the corner of your eye, you can still see them. And it feels very big. So it's a massive deal. And if we're being honest, everyone has like a rough first game. Whether you win or lose, that game is just, this is what happened. Some things went well, some things didn't go well. The first game in these tournaments is a lot. So I wouldn't be beating yourself up about it, because actually, of all the games that happened today, at this point, I haven't seen any of the games happening in the Actually, no, I watched Nigeria game, but I haven't seen the other games. Nobody was like super, super amazing. Actually, in saying that, Belgium did a pretty good job. But also, I was expecting more from Brazil. What I'm saying is, the first game is always trash. You learn from it and you move on. And what's really good is this is a 5-game tournament. So they still have 4 other games to improve. And then they just have to finish top 3. It's achievable, is what I'm trying to say. If you dream it, you can build it. That's not how the quote goes. I don't know what the quote is. You know, when you try to be philosophical. So I wouldn't read this result as like a defining statement for South Sudan. It was a baptism of fire, and we can all do with some holy water once in a while. With additional players potentially joining the roster, that means they've got a better rotation and fresh legs coming into a game. So the focus now becomes reducing their turnovers, tightening their defensive discipline, and just settling into the tournament environment. They're eating different food. They're in a different, what's that thing called? It's like altitude, climate, whatever. They're drinking different water. All of these little things add up and can affect a player's performance. So yeah, it was the first game. And what? If you're going to tell anybody about this game, there's 3 things you need to tell them. Czechia played South Sudan in the opening game of the FIBA Women's Qualifying Tournament in Wuhan. They won 89-52. Czechia's structured offense produced 30 assists, while South Sudan struggled with turnovers and a short rotation. But this is South Sudan's first ever World Cup qualifying tournament appearance. So there is more to come, many more games to play, and so much more that they can show us. And we can't wait to see it. So let me ask you, what are you expecting to see from South Sudan in Game 2? Drop a comment below and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.